A faint glow shimmers across the dusty Martian sky. At first, it looks like nothing more than a trick of the light, a fleeting glimmer in the cold, thin atmosphere. But then, it moves. Slowly, almost deliberately. NASA's Curiosity rover captures the phenomenon in stunning detail. Ethereal clouds shimmering with an eerie iridescence drifting above the barren landscape. Scientists are astonished. Mars is not supposed to have clouds like these. What are they made of? Why do they glow? And most importantly, could they be a sign of something far more extraordinary? For decades, Mars has captivated humanity. A world that once had rivers, lakes, and perhaps even an ocean. A planet where life may have thrived long ago. But today, it is a frozen desert, hostile and desolate. Or so we thought. Because these mysterious clouds may be rewriting everything we believed about the red planet. What if Mars is still alive, in ways we never imagined? What if something, somewhere, is stirring in its depths? Curiosity's cameras record the spectacle with breathtaking clarity. The clouds ripple with ghostly hues, soft blues, purples, and pinks, like pearls floating against the twilight sky. Scientists scramble to analyze the data. These are no ordinary clouds. They form much higher in the atmosphere than usual, in a place where water ice should not exist. And yet, they shimmer, reflecting sunlight in a way that defies explanation. Could they be composed of something exotic, a substance unknown to science? Or could they be the product of an unseen process at work beneath Mars's surface? The timing of this discovery is no coincidence. Just months ago, a separate anomaly was detected, a strange burst of methane near Gale Crater, where Curiosity has been exploring for over a decade. Methane is a gas that, on Earth, is often linked to life. Could there be a connection between these two phenomena? Could Mars be revealing secrets it has kept hidden for millions of years? To understand what makes these clouds so special, we need to journey back through Mars's history. Billions of years ago, this planet was a different world, warm, wet, and possibly teeming with life. But something happened. The atmosphere thinned, the water vanished, the planet froze. Mars became a wasteland. And yet, traces of its past still linger. Deep beneath the surface, in underground reservoirs, liquid water might still exist. Could microbial life have survived there, waiting for just the right conditions to emerge? If these clouds are tied to activity underground, could we be witnessing the first visible evidence that Mars is not as dead as we thought? NASA's scientists have theories. One possibility is that these shimmering clouds are made of tiny ice crystals, forming under highly unusual conditions. But the altitude at which they appear raises questions. On Earth, noctilucent clouds, some of the highest in our atmosphere, form when tiny ice particles interact with cosmic dust. Could something similar be happening on Mars? And if so, where? Is the moisture coming from? Could it be seeping up from below, carried by faint but persistent geothermal activity? Then there's an even wilder possibility. What if these clouds are not made of ice at all? What if they contain something we haven't yet considered? Some scientists speculate that exotic chemical reactions, triggered by the thin Martian air and cosmic radiation, could be producing strange luminescent compounds. If true, this could hint at a previously unknown process unfolding on the red planet, a process that might even involve biological components. But the mystery doesn't stop there. When scientists compare these Martian clouds to similar atmospheric phenomena on Earth and other planets, a striking pattern emerges. Some of the most enigmatic clouds in our own sky, like those seen over the poles in winter, have been linked to powerful unseen forces shaping the climate. Could Mars's shimmering clouds be revealing hidden activity deep within its core? Could we be witnessing a subtle but significant shift in the planet's climate, one that could eventually make Mars more hospitable? For now, the answers remain, just out of reach. But one thing is certain, Mars continues to surprise us. With every new discovery, the possibility of life, past or present, feels less like science fiction and more like an inevitable truth waiting to be uncovered. As Curiosity sends back more data, and as future missions prepare to dig deeper than ever before, one question lingers in the minds of scientists and dreamers alike. Are we on the verge of discovering something that will change our understanding of life in the universe forever? Mars, cold, barren, and lifeless. At least that's what we've always believed. But something strange is happening on the red planet, something that has scientists scratching their heads. High above its rusty surface, NASA's Curiosity rover has captured footage of shimmering iridescent clouds drifting through the thin Martian sky. At first glance, they might seem ordinary, but here's the catch. These clouds shouldn't exist. Not at this altitude, not in this form, and certainly not with this mysterious glow. So what's causing them? And could they be the first visible sign of something happening beneath the surface of Mars? For decades, space agencies have searched for any clue that Mars might still be active. Evidence of past rivers and ancient lakes tells us that this planet was once very different, but these newly discovered clouds hint at something even more intriguing, an active process at work today. Some believe they could be linked to an underground reservoir, slowly leaking moisture into the atmosphere. Others wonder if they have a connection to the strange methane spikes Curiosity detected, a gas that, on Earth, is often produced by life. Could these clouds be the missing piece of a puzzle that scientists have been trying to solve for years? But what makes this discovery truly shocking isn't just its appearance, it's what it could mean for the future of space exploration. And trust me, you won't believe what scientists are saying about it. It all started with a routine sky watch. Curiosity, NASA's trusty rover, had been scanning the Martian sky for weather patterns when its cameras picked up something bizarre. At first, the images showed wispy clouds drifting over Gale Crater, nothing unusual. But then, something caught scientists' attention. These clouds weren't just ordinary water ice. They shimmered, pulsing with an eerie glow, unlike anything seen before on Mars. Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing a swirling mass of glowing clouds. Except this isn't Earth. It's happening on a planet where the atmosphere is so thin that clouds shouldn't even form this high. On Earth, noctilucent clouds, ghostly high-altitude clouds that glow at twilight, form when ice crystals interact with cosmic dust. But Mars? It doesn't have the same ingredients. So where is this glow coming from? That's where things get interesting. Scientists took a closer look at the data and found something shocking. The altitude of these clouds was far beyond where water ice should be stable. They were forming in a part of the atmosphere that was thought to be too dry, too cold, too extreme. This meant one of two things. Either Mars's atmosphere is hiding something we didn't expect, or these clouds are made of something we don't yet understand. Then came another twist. The clouds appeared in the same region where Curiosity had detected mysterious methane spikes, bursts of gas that, on Earth, are often produced by life. Could these two anomalies be connected? Could the shimmering clouds be a sign that something deep beneath Mars's surface is stirring, releasing not just methane but water vapor into the air? That's the puzzle scientists are racing to solve. And if their latest theories are correct, we might be closer than ever to answering the biggest question of all. Is Mars still active? And could it still harbor life? This changes everything. If what scientists suspect is true, this could rewrite the history of our solar system. For years, Mars has been seen as a dead world, a place where life may have once existed, but no longer does. But these shimmering clouds challenge that belief. They suggest something is happening right now, something dynamic, something active. And if Mars is still active, what else might be lurking beneath its surface? Think about it. Clouds don't just appear out of nowhere. They need a source. On Earth, they form because of water cycles, atmospheric changes, and even biological processes. But Mars, it was supposed to be frozen in time. If moisture is rising from underground, that means Mars still has an active climate in ways we never imagined. And if gases like methane are linked to these clouds, it means there's an unknown process happening, one that could be chemical, geological, or biological. That's the real game changer. Because if Mars still has pockets of warmth hidden, reservoirs of water, and strange atmospheric activity, then it might not be a dead planet at all. It might just be a sleeping one. And if Mars is still holding on to the conditions for life, whether microscopic or something more complex, then the search for extraterrestrial life isn't just about looking into the distant universe, it's right here in our own cosmic backyard. But here's where things get even crazier. If Mars is active, then what about other planets? What about moons like Europa or Enceladus, where vast oceans lie beneath frozen crusts? If one world in our solar system is still capable of change, of hidden surprises, what does that say about the rest? This discovery isn't just about Mars. It's about the possibility that life, in some form, might be far more common than we ever dared to believe. And that changes everything. But here's the real shocker. Scientists never expected Mars to still be this alive. For decades, we've been searching for signs of past life, digging into ancient riverbeds and scanning for fossilized microbes. But what if we've been looking in the wrong place? What if Mars isn't just a relic of the past, but a world that is still changing, still evolving, still hiding secrets beneath its frozen surface? And now, new evidence suggests we may have been looking at the universe all wrong. If Mars can sustain active processes, strange glowing clouds, bursts of methane, traces of water vapor, what else might we be missing? Could other dead planets out there be quietly stirring with activity, waiting for us to take a closer look? Could life itself be more resilient, more adaptable than we ever imagined? This isn't just another Mars mystery. This is a turning point, a discovery that could redefine what we know about habitability, not just on Mars, but everywhere. The question isn't just whether Mars once had life. The question is, does it still? And if so, how much longer before we find undeniable proof? Mars has just given us a glimpse of something truly extraordinary. Shimmering clouds where they shouldn't exist, mysterious bursts of methane, and the possibility that this planet is far more active than we ever thought. Could this be the first real clue that Mars is still alive in ways we never imagined? And if so, what else is waiting to be discovered? What do you think? Are we closer than ever to finding life beyond Earth? Or is there another explanation for these strange clouds? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you love exploring the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because space never stops surprising us, and neither will we.